What's going on, guys? Today we're gonna do a how-to video on a Treat Life Smart Light switch. I got actually a pack of 4. Here's what it looks like out of the box. Got your wires in the back, and then for me, I'm actually changing out 4 out of these 5 light switches. So if you can see, I actually already changed out 1 just to make sure everything works. First thing is just get yourself a little tool to see if current is still coming through the breaker. So I haven't turned it off yet, so you can see each one of these is still hot. So they're all still live right now, and of course the light is still on. So I'll go over to the breaker box real quick and flip the switch. Find which one it is, so mine's gonna be foyer. Go ahead and flip it. First indication, your light is off. Go ahead and take your tool again. Off, 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 nothing. This is one of the ones that you don't even have to touch the back of the wires, but so they're all off. So first, just make sure all your power is cut off so you don't get electrocuted. And then next, we're gonna go into actually hooking the light switch up, and I'll stop this video. This is gonna be the ground right here, green for ground. Just gonna be that solid copper wire going back. This top one right here that goes from the top out, this is actually going to the light itself. So this is gonna be my load, and then coming from the breaker, it's gonna be down here, the line. I was kind of confused because I had the line coming in, so I have one at the bottom, and it also shot to the back of another one, which I already took off because I already installed one of them. So there's basically a jumper from this bottom one to this one, which I didn't know what was going on, but should be fine when I hook it back in. But just want to show the wires real quick before I go ahead and start disconnecting them. All right, so here we go. Before I start disconnecting, I'm just gonna go ahead. They give you a little sheet to kind of label which wire is which. So I'll go ahead and label those right now. All right, so there we go, got this off. All right, so here's our light switch, right? And on the back of it, it'll actually tell you load, line, neutral, ground. So the wire nuts that came with it is they'll give you these orange ones. They weren't gonna be big enough for mine, so I just went down to your local store and picked up some bigger gauge, 18.8, and then this one, the 2210, little yellows and reds. So the yellows I'm using just for the 2 wires connecting in, and then with the 3 wires connecting in, I'll use the red ones. So we'll go ahead and start the ground first. Okay, and then I don't know if you can see right here, ton of these white wires, ton of the neutrals, I'm sorry, coming in right there. So I'm just gonna strip mine out a little bit so it'll get a better grab on it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and tug on each wire, make sure it's not coming out. Okay, so quick test run. I'm gonna go turn back on the breaker, make sure that these pop up. All right, so as you can see, they popped up. This one I've already set. This one, as you can see, it's in the set mode. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'm gonna switch to. All right, so now that you can see that the light is flashing, that means we can go into our app. Smart Life app, go ahead and open it up. Now we're gonna, in the top right corner, the little plus, we're gonna hit it. Engineering, or electrical engineering. We're gonna do switch, confirm indicator is blinking, yes. And there's my Wi-Fi. Now make sure that it is a 2.4. I actually had to go into my Wi-Fi and create a network that was strictly 2.4 gigahertz because I had one that was I guess a random. It would be able to pick up either 5 gigahertz or 2.4 and it wasn't working. So I had to go in there and redo one solely for 2.4 in case you guys run into that mistake. Yeah, so it should pop up. We'll see here in just a second what happens. Okay, so there we go. Device added successfully. Okay, so we're gonna say edit the name. Say Christmas lights. Save. Perfect. Okay, done. So there we go. We got a mess of it that we're gonna have to try to fit back in there, but before we do that, we just wanna make sure blue light, blue light, blue light, blue light, everything's working. When we pop it up on the app, here we go. Let's bring this outside just so we can kind of see. Here we go, we'll turn on, you can see, you ready? Soffit lights, I click it. Boom, power on. Sorry, that was a bad video. I'm trying to hold two phones at once here. See if I can just be able to hold this phone and tap. Okay, so soffit light on, off. Soffit light on. Christmas lights. I don't have any up yet, so that's not going to show anything. Let's do the front door light. See it right there. There we go. And then we can do the floodlight. There's only one up right now, so bam, bam. There we go. Awesome, well done. All right, so after everything's been hooked up through the app, here we go. Everything's pushed back in. You can see the light switches. So when it's illuminated like this, that means that the light, your whatever light you have it hooked up to, is actually off. And then when you click it on, so press it, that means that your light is actually on, and this indicates that your light is on by having this light off. So go ahead and you can just turn on all your lights.